Hi guys, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. This is the big preview for Saturday's game against Bournemouth. Can Newcastle make it 2 wins out of 2? And can Steve Bruce get another home win in front of his 52,000-ish fans on Remembrance Weekend, of course? We've got all the previews covered this week. We've got Paul doing a generic preview very, very shortly. We've got Owen looking at the opposition, very close to home. We'll explain that a little bit later. And finally, we've also got Lee, who's got a combined 11. He's got a lot of Bournemouth attacking players in that as well. More of that to come in a bit. That's a little spoiler for you. But yeah, Newcastle, fantastic win against West Ham last week. Can they make it 2 wins out of 2? Well, we've got Paul with a generic preview. Paul, take it away.
Well, if there's one team that you really don't want to be facing, and that is Bournemouth. They seem to be one of our, bogey teams. It's a team I don't really enjoy playing, to be honest. It's a team that we should do better against, but we just always seem to get outclassed, outplayed. But they come into the game off the back of a fantastic result against Manchester United, beating them 1-0 on their own patch and having a fantastic season. All in all, to be 7th in the Premier League for a club the size of Bournemouth, in the area they're at, where football really isn't a hotbed like it is up in the North East, is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, they stuttered a little bit before the Manchester United game, which does give me a little bit of heart and a little bit of hope against the likes of Norwich and Watford. Obviously, two teams who are struggling towards the foot of the table, so it does give me a bit of hope there. But with the two that they've got up top, and is the two better in the Premier League? Let us know in the comments below. We are going to have to be at our best defensively to get anything at all from it. I expect us not to be bossing the possession. I expect us to probably sit back a little bit, but I think it's critical that we get our wing backs forward, certainly like we did in the first half against West Ham. And if we can then push on the wing backs, Yedlin and Williams, who I expect still to be in the team, they may be able to open up the Bournemouth defence and create a few chances for our forward players. I don't expect to see many, if at all any, changes to the Newcastle team. I think they deserve another chance. It should and could have been a good 5 or 6-0 at half time to Newcastle. And I'm just hoping that with a good attacking display on the front foot, pressing all over the park, that hopefully a chance or two falls to the likes of Joe Linton, ASM and Almiron, and let's pray that they can bag a few, because I just think once they do, it will lift the pressure and we will see them up the performances even more. But they were really, really good, I felt, against West Ham down at the Olympic Stadium. It was a huge result for Newcastle, because if you put it into context, 4 points against Wolves and West Ham, you would have taken that. Although, albeit against Wolves, we needed the 3 points, and there's no excuses, and I'm certainly not going to make excuses up for Steve Bruce at any point. But yeah, 4 points in the last two games. We're picking up a little bit of momentum. Last time out was a lot more encouraging. We scored more than one goal, which was a major criticism that I had of the team, that if they conceded one, you'd have thought that a draw was probably the best result that we're going to get out of the game. But it gives you hopes. There's green shoots there to think that maybe Newcastle can play some good attacking stuff and score 1, 2 or 3 goals, because I think to keep Bournemouth out of the game and not have them score is a big ask. I think there will be goals in it for both sides, and I'm hoping and praying, letting my heart roll in my head, that Newcastle can come out as 2-1 winners and go into the international break feeling just a little bit happier about things. Obviously, if Bournemouth win, they can push themselves up the league and leapfrog Arsenal, and I think jump up another 2 places. They could finish through this little run of games in 5th position in the league. But it's Newcastle we need to concentrate on. We need the 3 points so desperately to continue the good momentum and to take the pressure off Steve Bruce.
So yeah, there's Paul. He thinks that Newcastle are going to win this game 2-1, but realises that Bournemouth have some fantastic attacking players, the likes of Callum Wilson, Josh King as well. But he thinks that the 4-3 of Almiron, Saint-Maximin and Joe Linton, they can keep firing, then we might get more attacking football at St James's Park with the pressure slightly off us. But he has gone 2-1. Get your predictions in. Do you agree with Paul that is going to be 2-1 Newcastle? Our Amazon shop or Amazon website, a bit of both, has been launched. And Christmas is around the corner. I know we don't like saying it too early, but if you want the best Christmas gear in terms of Newcastle, there's someone that you know that really wants a particular top, stocking fillers, accessories, then Amazon has it all with Newcastle Fans TV. So if there's anything that you can see, there'll be a link in the description if you want to get some early Christmas presents for your loved ones. Now, Owen, he's a massive Newcastle fan from Bournemouth, believe it or not. Now, he knows all sorts about Bournemouth. He knows all about their attacking threats. And he also knows a bit about the combination of Nathan Ake and Steve Cook. Owen, it's all over to you.
We start off with their last 6 fixtures. It's a bit of a mixed bag. 1 win in the last 6 consists of 3 draws and 2 losses. Includes a loss against Burton and Arsenal. And the 3 draws are against Norwich, Watford and West Ham. Only one of which of those games they scored in. They play a pretty basic system in a 4-4-1-1 or a 4-4-2, depending on how you look at it. Some people would like to say that King slips in behind Wilson. Some would like to say that they play up top together. Depending on who plays, I mean, if Wilson and Solanke play together, which is a possibility, it's happened a couple of times this season, it will be a 4-4-2 because Wilson likes predominantly playing as a striker as well. They emphasise the play from the wing. They like to get forward down the wings using their quick wingers. Ryan Fraser is a name that was mentioned a lot last season, had a brilliant season last season, and this time not so much. Liverpool loanee Harry Wilson, he's looked promising at the start of the season as well. He's scored 3 goals, but he's quite predictable in what he does. Cuts in on his left foot, shoots. Free kicks, he's dangerous from Newcastle. Don't concede free kicks just outside the box. Arnaut Danjuma as well is also a very big threat. Is yet to score for Bournemouth, but from what I've heard from friends that support Bournemouth, he looks very talented and he sounds like a promising player. They utilise their pacey strikers as well. King and Wilson both joining in together. They're very fast runners and they'll look to hit you on the counter. So Newcastle may have to sit deep in today's game and look to hit Bournemouth on the counter, or take the game to Bournemouth but still sit their defenders deep. Nathan Ake and Steve Cook are banging form at the moment with 2 clean sheets in the last 2 games. Steve Cook was actually named in Alan Shearer's Team of the Week this week for his performance against Manchester United. He's just what you want in a defender, really. Steve Cook heads the ball away when he needs to, much like our very own Paul Dummett. Not a particularly good footballer, but does his job at the back. Nathan Ake, obviously a more modern defender, can walk out with the ball at the back. Rico is prone to vacate his role at fullback and making room for the opposition's right winger. I've heard a lot of Bournemouth fans complain about that. But you look at Callum Wilson, 5 goals and 11 appearances, that's almost a goal every other game. He hasn't made 1 sub appearance either, they've all been 11 starts. So you would imagine he starts again at St James's Park on Saturday. He's back. He's a good striker, Wilson. I think he's got a lot of promise in him. He's in the England squad now. We've known he's a good striker for quite a while now. In fact, I remember when we were in the Championship, Newcastle were looking at him, I'm pretty sure. But he didn't come. But still, he's had a lot of injuries, but he's starting to show his grace now in the Premier League. Obviously, Harry Wilson looking promising as well. So where can we hurt them is the key factor in this, really. As I mentioned earlier, the defence is prone to conceding goals. They've only kept 3 clean sheets in this season, 2 of them being 0-0 draws, that other one being the 1-0 win over Manchester United last weekend, which will give them a lot of confidence going into the weekend, thinking that they've beaten Man United, but as did we, and then it hasn't really done much for us. Man United are just shocking at the moment, and it depends which way you look at it. I'd expect Joe Linton to give Ake a particularly hard day, as Rondon did last season in this fixture. Steve Cook, not so much, but obviously we can sort of get more players involved to keep Steve Cook away from Joe Linton. Almiron and saint-maximin, they can be in there as well. So Maximin, I can see him giving the Bournemouth defence a really hard day. Not particularly great at reading dribbling situations on one-on-ones, the Bournemouth defence, but we'll have to wait and see. After all this information, you might ask why I actually know so much about Bournemouth. I live down that way. I've spent most of my life down here. I have lots of friends who support Bournemouth. Although I do despise them, I literally cannot stand Bournemouth. I don't think their ground is big enough to be a Premier League club. I don't think they deserve to be a Premier League club over the likes of Leeds in the Championship, etc, etc. But they're doing well in the Premier League. They have plans for a new training ground, but I don't think they deserve to be here. But I know quite a bit about them, which is quite unfortunate for me really, but yeah, I'm sure if I lose this weekend I'll have a lot of people shouting in my ears. Score prediction for this weekend, I'm going for 2-1 Newcastle. Hopefully saint-maximin gets himself on the score sheet. Would love to see that man Millie Rock in front of the Gallagher end, or pointing up to the away fans or something like that. I'm just going to pass over to Jonny now. And that was looking at the opposition.
So there you go. Thank you very much, Owen, for that. Looking at Bournemouth. Again, he lives in Bournemouth. He doesn't like Bournemouth, but he'll be at the game on Saturday. There might be 6 of us. The only person that might be missing is Isha. But of course, she'll be supporting us from wherever she is in the country. But Newcastle, yeah, going for another 2-1 win, Owen. Fantastic. Hopefully, maybe Lee agrees. We'll get his combined 11 in a minute. But if you want to be part of our Facebook subscription team, you get a little bit extra. Yes, there's a small amount of pay, but you get added bonuses. You get the likes of early videos that get released before everybody else gets to see them, and you get extra content. So you get to see my face, you get to see Lee's face, you get to see the whole gang as well. We've just passed 17,000 on the Facebook page as well, so thank you very much for your support with that as well. Yeah, so Owen has talked about the combination of Ake and Cook. Are they in Lee's start 11? He's also talked about the fact it's 4-4-1-1 or 4-4-2. Will Lee go with that as well? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we've got Owen, the avid Bournemouth fan with the Bournemouth accent, and now we've got some Geordie content now with Lee with the combined 11. Lee, take it away.
Thank you very much, Johnny. So I'm going to be bringing you the combined 11. How many Bournemouth players get into this side? I'm going to play Mike Bassett, 4-4-2. In goal, Martin Dubravka. Yes, I know there's Ramsdale who's been doing all right. I know they've got Travers, the substitute goalkeeper. But I think Martin Dubravka, an experienced goalkeeper, proven goalkeeper now, you would say, in the Premier League. So yeah, I think it's pretty easy one, this one. I'm sure Bournemouth fans will say Dubravka on this one. At right back, I was humming and hawing who to go here because I don't think either side's strong in that position. I'm going to go Yedlin. And yes, I know second half Philip Anderson ripped him apart at West Ham, but overall he's been all right. And I'm only picking him on the fact that, I just got to be honest with you, I know Bournemouth have improved of late with their defence and they've only conceded 1 in the last 4, but I'm going to go Yedlin. First centre-back in the both Newcastle defenders, the first one's Fabian Schär. Hopefully he's back from injury, but I'm picking this side based on form. So for me, Fabian Schär on form goes into that lineup for me. He's the first centre-back, brilliant, brings the ball out. And alongside him is Jamal Lascelles, so I think his performances of late have massively improved. Looks like the Jamal of old. He's reassuring himself now. He looks more assured in that back line. Captain, leader, points, organise that defence. I think he has to play for me. But I'm going to be a little bit cheeky of the left back. I'm actually going to move Nathan Ake there. I think he's a talented lad. He can play a left back. He was obviously easy there. He can play centre back. He can play in a couple of positions. So I'm going to put Nathan Ake over there. Let me know if you're right, if I'm right and wrong on that. But Nathan Ake is going to go left back for me. And then over on the right hand side, got to be ASM in midfield. Alan saint-maximin, a breath of fresh air, a new hero. Some fans might say that you're pinning the hopes on this lad to produce loads and loads of goods this season. So Alan saint-maximin for me, trickery, pace, direct. Yes, there's a question mark around his final quality, but he should have scored a couple over the weekend on Saturday. But yeah, he's a threat and he's so direct, and I think he has to go on that side and based on form. Over on the left side, I'm gonna go Matt Ritchie. He scored against Bournemouth last season. He's reliable, he's hard working. I was going to put him left wing back or left back, but I went with 4 at the back. I've got with Ake behind him. I think that's a good partnership. Ake behind him and Ritchie in front of him. So Matt Ritchie's going to be in my left back, left wing, sorry. And I think the link-up play and Cross's delivery from that side will be phenomenal. So Matt Ritchie has to go in there. The 2 centre midfielders, I'll begin with a Bournemouth player first of all. I'm going to go with Harry Wilson. Playing in this like attacker midfield role, come from deep from centre mid. He's got, I think it's 3 goals, correct me if I'm wrong. Scoring them from midfield, set piece delivery expert. Liverpool allowed him to go on loan last season at Derby, done really, really well there, and now he's at the Premier League and he seems to be starting life down on the south coast very, very well. So makes it obvious for the Welsh international youngster to go in centre midfield. And then alongside him, I know he was sent off, but I've gone for Isaac Hayden. Him and Wilson will be a good combination if you combine both these sides. Hayden just his first choice in centre midfield. I know Sean Longstaff one of our own, but if we only ever played, I know you can't, but if you were to play just one centre midfielder, I think it'll be Hayden all the time. I know Shelby had a great game on Saturday, but one game is not enough to get in this side. I think Hayden has to be in there alongside Wilson, defending, sliding tackles, He's the mainstay now, and he can't be too far off that England side, surely not. So Isaac Hayden for me. And then we're going to play two up top, and they're both Bournemouth strikers. I'm going to go first of all Joshua King. He doesn't always play up top. He can play behind, he can play out wide, but he's much better than what we've got going forward. So for me, you've got to go Joshua King, the Norwegian international, scored last weekend. And then alongside him, England international Callum Wilson has to play. He's a poacher, scores all different types of goals from the edge of the box, sniffing around. He reminds me similar to Jermaine Defoe, who ironically is out on loan at Rangers at the moment. I just don't think Joe Linton's up for it. I just don't think Big Almiron is up. Yes, they both had better games of last weekend, but they don't score enough goals for me. But that's my combined 11. Jonny, you're doing a great job of presenting. Back to you, mate.
Well, thank you very much, Lee. I'm very flattered by that. But yes, that is Lee's combined 11. 7 Newcastle players and 4 Bournemouth players. Now, I didn't think that would be the situation. I thought it would be a bit more mixed. Get your comments in. I would have had Nathan Ake as the number 1 centre-half. I think he's the best centre-half outside the top 6 in my particular opinion. I think he is really, really good. If you take away your Van Dijks and everybody like that, I think Nathan Ake is not far off him. No Almiron, no Joe Linton. Can they get past Josh King? I know he scored against Manchester United, but he doesn't score many goals. Nor does Joe Linton or Almiron. But who's more of a threat, Almiron or Josh King at this very moment? And how dangerous is Callum Wilson? How dangerous will he be for Newcastle's defence? Can they keep him quiet? Can they make sure they can keep him off the goal-scoring sheet? Because if they do, you would think Newcastle will get something from this game. So yeah, my prediction, I'm going to agree with the lads. I'm going to agree with Owen. I'm going to agree with Paul. I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle as well. So yeah, it should be a really, really good game. Of course, it's Remembrance Weekend as well. So make sure if you go to the game, make sure you're a little bit, tad bit early, just obviously for the respect. So we can pay our respects, of course, for the people that's sacrificed their lives for us, to be brutally honest with you. So yeah, should be a good weekend. Hopefully Newcastle get all 3 points. So like and subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, and we'll hope to see you on Saturday. Well, hopefully maybe even 6 of us might be at the game. Thank you very much. We'll see you later.